Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to talk about good parenting, and I'll give you 5 tips for disciplining a child or else a toddler without yelling, without spanking, and without any other inappropriate methods that most of the or else some of the parents use. Many other times when we hear about discipline, we think it's all about yelling, spanking, hitting, and that should not be it. Discipline should be done in a positive way, in which it will benefit the child now and also in future. So I will give the 5 tips that I have experienced. I'm a mother of toddler too, and I've gained some experiences here and there as I raise my child. I have also done some research on how to raise the kid well, because I try as much as possible to hurt my child. So let me share what I do and what I've researched with you. And here are the 5 best tips in which you can try to use to correct or to discipline your child or your toddler. One of them is praising your child whenever he behaves well. At one time or another, you find that your child is doing a good thing. You can wake up and find your child already woke up and he played with the toys and he took them back to the right position. Appreciate that. Tell the kid that's good, so that the kid will repeat the same tomorrow. Some other time when your kid wake up and instead of asking for tea, he will ask you, or he will say, "Hi, mom," or "Good morning, mom." Appreciate that. Answer your child, and also show him that that's a good thing to wake up and say, "Good morning." Maybe at the time that your child will find you hurt, and he'll say sorry, and he'll even hug you. Many other time when he'll hurt another child, and he will go ahead and apologize and say sorry. Always try to see those positive things and appraise them. Tell them you are the best. Whenever you find them doing a good behavior or doing a good thing, tell them you are the best. That's good. Keep it up. And children like to be praised. They like to make mama happy. So tomorrow they'll still do that, so that you can still give that. So it's always good to remember to praise the good behavior. Another one is to avoid uncertain threats or unnecessary threats. Many are the times that we parents find ourselves threatening our children, like, if you don't finish that food, the next trip I'll not go with you. If you pour that food, you will not eat in this house for 3 days. No, that is not necessary, because you will say that to the child, but they will not happen. You will threat the child in all, threat or threat, whichever. You will do that, but you will not accomplish what you have said. You cannot throw away, you cannot make your child not eat for 3 days. That's not possible. So the child will see mama is a person who always says things, but she'll never do them. So he cannot change that behavior. So instead of threatening unnecessarily, saying things that you cannot be able to do, don't say those things to the child, because he won't change the behavior. Always use other methods for disciplining the child. The third method is providing the basic needs, or providing the child's need, not necessarily the basic, but all the needs that the child wants. There are so many needs that children want from us, the parent. There are basic needs, there are other wants, like they want love. Show your child love. They want care, they want attention, they want us to communicate to them, they want us. So it's always wise to ensure at least you give as many, or you provide as many as possible. Show your child love. He can misbehave because of lack of love. You don't love him, so he will keep on crying. Sometimes he'll say bad word because he's not loved, because he's hungry, because he's not being communicated to. Try to create attention to your kid, closeness to your kid, so that you'll be able to provide the need. Whatever he wants, he'll be able to tell you, Mama, I want this, Mama, I want this, rather than creating a distance in which he will communicate or he will misbehave so that you can be able to provide what you want. So always provide the needs that the child wants. Do not be the reason why your child is misbehaving. The other one is setting rules. Number 4 is setting rules. Everywhere, even in our workplaces, there are rules that everybody must follow. Everywhere, even in our churches, in hospitals, there are rules. Let your child grow knowing that there are rules to be followed. Teach your son or daughter or your child maybe to follow the rules just from the tender age. From 1 year, when the child starts recognizing himself, let him learn their rules. Let him know whenever you go to bed, you are supposed to sleep. Whenever you go to whenever it's time to eat, you should settle down and eat. Whenever it's time to play with the toys and do not eat or destroy the toys. Set rules, set guidelines that the child should follow during the day. This will also help him as he grow up, when he go to incorporate in the world or to join the world, to know the world, to explore. He'll be able to follow rules just like any other person. So always set rules in your house, and the child will he will get used to following the rules, so he will not misbehave at the end of it all. The next one is ignoring mild behaviors. My 5th tip that I use is ignoring mild behaviors. Sometimes our children or my child behaves in a way that he wants to capture my attention. Sometimes he will just sit down, look at me and cry so loud without saying anything, without any reason, just cry. And the best thing to do that is ignoring. So long as he's not hurting himself, he's not hurting others, just ignore. You can even move your eyes from him. Don't let your eyes face his eyes. Just change the direction and assume nothing is going on. Your child will cry and finally he'll keep quiet. Then he'll understand that whenever I cry without any reason, Mom, no one is there to answer. Mama, don't answer. There is no one who answer. They'll only answer when I do it with a reason, such that tomorrow he will not repeat the behavior, because who will be there to listen? No one will pay attention to him. And that way, you are modeling behavior in your child. You are disciplining your son or your daughter or your child. So those are the 5 tips that I always use, and they have really helped. And they really help, so that you don't find yourself yelling all the time, getting angry out of nothing. Try to use the 5 tips. Praising the child whenever he do good, avoiding unnecessary threats, providing the child's needs, setting rules, and ignoring mild behaviors. Try to use those tips and see if they work for you. They have worked for me. Try if they can work for you. What works for me can work for you. So try. Now, thank you for listening to me, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel.